Stack that firewood. Woo! Stack that firewood. Sun comes up on the hillside, coffee in my hand. Charlie says, come on, mate, we've got another plan. Chainsaw starts a rumbling, echo through the trees. Winter's coming round again with that cool Tasmanian breeze. Cut it, split it, stack it nice and high. Smoke will curl tomorrow underneath that southern sky.
Yeah, welcome into the live. This is Radio Jonesy. Just checking the audio, making sure I'm live and on air. So how's it all going out there today? As you can see, we've got a similar day today as yesterday. We've had some early rain. And today it is just that little bit. Well, that's, well, you got me now, buddy. What's up? Yeah, I don't know. I've just been, where are we? Let me have a look at the old Al Capone. Okay, I'm just doing that. Yeah, no messages, no nothing. Am I on, not on airplane mode or anything? No. I am on Bluetooth. Wow. It's connected to the road. Give us a call, Andy. I can put you live to air. Let's see if that works, if you want. Oh, okay. No worries. Well, we won't do that live to air then either. But, okay. I will send me a text message. I'll see if I'll get it. All good, mate. All good. It's, what are we today? About 11 degrees again. G'day, Ed. How are you, mate? Welcome in. There's Ed. There's Andy. And there is Outback, Tasmania. Yeah, mate, give that a bell and we'll see if it works. I don't know what's going on. Just got off the phone from the office. They were apologising that there is no work today, which, you know, some days you just need to have a rest. Other days you want to work as much as you can to get as much moolah or coin as you can accumulate. So we'll just run with the cards that were dealt. Yeah, look at that. There's one ship in port. There is a little vessel which you really can only see the top of. That's one of the ones that runs down to the South Pole. It's getting refueled. You can only see the white. It's nearly dead set in the middle of the screen. You see a little bit of a crane. If you look down right beneath the peninsula and you go down, you see a little white top of the ship there. Could be, mate. It could be. I was just, like I said, I was talking to the boss, Vodafone. I'll tell you one thing down here. One of the family members uses Optus. It's just starting to get better in the regional areas, Optus, because that person's been hanging around with me most days. But one thing, their mobile plan, or not plan, but their the one you get when you're not having a plan. Her monthly one's about $30, which is way cheaper than what I'm spending, and all of her data accumulates, doesn't lose at the end of the month. So that was pretty interesting as well. So we will be running with that. Let me just see if I can flick this camera around. It is, I'm home. I thought I'd do an hour or so and come on and say hi. Check out the watch hours, all that sort of stuff that I'm doing on the Outback Tasmania channel. I will be going a regular live again back on Radio Jonesy. So I've been sort of neglecting that. Here we go. What we got here? 30 days, $25 data bank, up to 500 gig. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are in the world. It is the JP herself, Janet Potter. And thank you for going back to the start and watching a couple of the earlier videos. I love those comments, and there is no need to do that, but thank you very much indeed. I don't know what's going on with the cameras too, how that's got that little bit of a whitewash there on the wall. It's just, I don't know if it's StreamYard. Even the outside shot's got a weird vibe as well. So isn't a high definition camera here. I'm not using my wonderful Zoom Q8, which I have been using. Yeah, just waiting on the assistant or the number 2 to arrive. Okay, 30-day thing means you only pay 12 times a year and not 13 times a year. That is an interesting fact, and that's fine. And we got a lovely, hope the situation can be managed successfully. And thank you for listening. That is the wonderful Shawnee Grows. I'm not sure what the YouTube thumbnail was for this. It said the picture didn't work, but I tried to put a picture of Shawnee Grows' new sort of logo that we were working on. Well, thank you, Janet Potter. I really do appreciate that indeed. Yes, I really do. It's wonderful to have a nice community, and you definitely got that here with this wonderful person, Shawnee Grows, and her friends. As she says, Janet rocks. Did I get the booster? No, I went out to borrow the booster, and it's I don't know, physically it's got a screwed in, hardwired into that computer. I can unscrew it, but I haven't got a screwdriver small enough. I got to go buy the smaller screwdrivers. I don't know where she got it from. I couldn't find it. But okay, it was the brand photo. Okay, well, it said it would not go on because of I tried another photo and it said it wouldn't go on, and so then I tried that one and it said it wouldn't go on, and then I went, you know what, I'll just let them pick whatever they want, and it was the last one that I uploaded. So I don't know what's going on there with StreamYard. It's interesting. 71 Fahrenheit in Minnesota, which is a wonderful temperature, actually. As you can see, I got a hoodie on. Let me say today, this has been my day so far. Slept in. Wonderful. Got out of bed at 8 o'clock. I haven't got out of bed at 8 o'clock in the morning for such a long time. And then we went to, then I went out in the garden, actually went up in the potting station. I wanted to tidy that up. So I was up there with my hands in the potty mix that was on the table. My hands were frozen, absolutely like ice. So it was a cool night again. And I had to come in and like when I washed my hands, it was just with hot water. And, oh, man, you can understand why these plants aren't growing. It's just the mix out there is just so cool. So, yeah, it's complicated trying to get it out. And she's on an airplane right now, so I can't just talk to her. So, I think she might be there. I'm not sure. But, yes. So, no, we'll just see how it runs today. Actually, Wi-Fi here, like I've got a Wi-Fi system here that tells me what the Wi-Fi is, and it says we're at full strength. And now the temperature's just jumped up to 13 Celsius. So that's a lovely temperature for us here. All right, so I went out there and I was playing in the potty mix, and I up-potted about 4 more of the iceberg lettuce out of the tray that I've got them growing in, the seeds. I'm probably doing them too early. I am probably doing them a disservice by transferring them now. But anyway, I'm trying to and I was going to ask the experts, should I leave, like, there's probably 5 or 6 seeds in every pod and they're all shooting up. But once I take them out of the pod and sort of split them up, they're looking sad and down and not very happy. So I think I should just leave them grow bigger and stronger before I even attempt that. Or maybe I should just sacrifice some in the pod, so leave the others that are standing there nice and strong. Ed says he wish he could sleep longer than 3 to 4 hours a day. Oh, mate, well, that's terrible. You just got to, well, I hope you're not in pain. That's why you're not sleeping. I know when we get older, we got to get up every now and again. Ed, that's not the problem, is it? Because you got to lay off the caffeine. I worked that out. So we potted up a few things. Did the text come through? Let me have a look. It didn't go ding ding. No, but it's testing. Let me do this. Pull a funny face. There you go, Andy. I sent you that back. Plants need their true leaves. Hang on, let me get into the testing. Yep. Going to try to keep up with the chat today. Plants need their true leaves to be 2 or 3 inches before transplanting. Well, that's definitely the problem. And definitely too many seeds in each pod, which I watched a few videos of gardeners doing it, and a lot of them said just the more the merrier, and you thin them out. One guy was trying to explain, and another one was saying, if you can manage just to put 1 seed into every tray, every pod, the cost and the savings would be amazing. But anyway, that's YouTube. You get all sorts. Oh, man, I'm in a lot of pain. Both of my shoulders and neck, I'm going to need surgery on all 3. Oh, man. Well, Ed, you and Andy have got a lot in common. Okay. Sorry to hear that, Ed. I really am. And I hope whatever the outcomes will be fantastic for you. There's nothing worse than with like the only shoulder pain. I've played a lot of athletic sports, so Shawnee hates talking sports, so I'll just get this out of the way now. I've tore the tendon that holds the arm to the shoulder. So there's a tendon it's about as thick as your finger, and it runs like across there, holding the top of your shoulder, goes across like your rotator cuff, and it's the main tendon. Well, playing sports one day, I've thrown this ball like that, and then it felt like someone had a knife and went bang straight into my shoulder, and then my arm basically went, and I knew I was in a lot of pain, and I couldn't physically move my shoulder up. I could move my hand, but not my shoulder. And boy, that took a lot of mending to fix that. And and it's been fixed. That was 50. That was about 18 years ago. Wow, time is flying. That just feels like yesterday. Multi-sowing is okay for some things. There is so many experts. When you're trying to learn something, honestly, you find someone you trust and you run with them. Like Mark on Self-Sufficient Me, I love watching his channel, but I can't really learn the basics of growing stuff here because he lives in such a tropical climate. Things he does just does not work here. Okay, Andy, that's good news, mate. I'll talk to you after the live and we'll sort out what's going on. Multi-sowing or growing in clumps is okay with beetroot, spring onions. Oh, I love my spring onions. I love my radish, along with turnips. Turnips, spinach. I'm not much of a spinach guy. Um, Beetroot on a hamburger. Who has beetroot on a hamburger? Man, this. I don't know if this is Australian, right? You got your nice hamburger. You got iceberg lettuce. You've got cheese. You've got beetroot. You've got your beef, and you've got a slice of pineapple on it. Man, it is the bomb. It's the best. It's beetroot on hamburgers. Oh yeah, it's very Australian. It's wonderful. That's probably, apart from salads, that's probably the main time we use beetroot. Actually, I can talk about whatever I want. Thank you, Shawnee. Jonesy, what day is tennis? Well, it's not. He hasn't actually physically moved in, but one of my neighbours, ex-neighbours, will be coming down and trying to do the uh, getting me to go to tennis once a week. Probably Tuesday nights, I think it was. Did you tear your rotator cuff? Uh, no, not the rotator cuff. The actual tendon that holds. There's this white tendon that holds the arm. It goes from the. I think it goes over the rotator cuff, as I remember the physio was showing me, and it ripped. It absolutely come apart. It was hanging on by this fraction of a bit, and then they had to cut it and pull it together, stitch it, and let it heal, and then manipulate it, massage it, and have your therapy to get your shoulder back. But yeah, it is. Yeah, well, I can show you pictures of that if I can dig them out of the older computer. It was a nasty time for me. I had my shoulder tied like this in a sling and tied in tight, so I could not physically move my shoulder. I was a one armed bandit. I was that was about nearly 3 months solid of that. That was at the doilo, Andy. You remember you know the doilo? I was down the bottom oval playing a sport and threw the red ball towards the stumps, and I went down like a crying baby, and never felt pain like that for a long time. Oh man, good times. What memories do you have? What did you plant that you're talking about? The lettuce, the iceberg lettuce, was what I'm trying to thin out of that big tray that I've got hundreds of them. I've probably got 10 to 20 in every single pod of 5, 10, 15, 20. So there's probably 20 pods with 20 lettuce in each one, and that's just one of the trays. I've already got a few growing in a new mix, and they boomed. They just took off. Got a few more that are medium, so I'm definitely going to have a nice run of lettuce when it's ready to harvest. I'm going to have a run. Like, they're not all going to come at the same time, which is wonderful. They're all going to be ready to go at different stages, and we won't edit that out. Are we talking about, what are we talking about here? I've never had beetroot on a hamburger. Okay, and then we come to, is it boiled or roasted or raw? Not cooked. The beetroot that we use isn't from the garden; it's from the tin. So I could not tell you. It's red and juicy and in nice slices, ready to go. That is the beetroot, and I'm telling you, you have that with cheese. Just think of this: cheese, beetroot hamburger, a little touch of onion. Oh man, I might cook that tonight. Pineapple. Pineapple is the Australia's best friend. To a pectoral. I don't know what it is, Andy, but it went right across the top of my shoulder. I got what they did too with the pain. I tore my rotator cuff and my bicep muscle 2 years ago. Oh man, that's sad. I mean, that would have been painful. They gave me cortisone straight into the shoulder rotator cuff, and you could hear it coming out of the needle and going into the void. I could feel it and hear it coming out of the syringe that he was stuck in. They could only do it a few times over the few months or the year or so, but it definitely helped. But I can't say it was. I can't say it was a good time in my life. But yeah, mate, we're all, you know, what if we all lived in a bubble, and we all lived in this cotton ball world where we didn't do anything, didn't risk nothing, didn't try different things, challenge yourselves, all those things, you would not have experienced the joys of life. Indeed, canned pickled beetroot. Well, I don't know. Is it pickled? It probably is. I got no idea. But it's delightful, Shawnee. Delightful. Trust a Tasmanian. They'll never lie to you. The lettuce seedlings need to be strong, like 3 inches tall, before you pull them apart. Well, that is the problem. I'm going way too early. I was thinking that. I'm going too early with it, so I'll just let them enjoy the sun that comes in the morning. Cortisone, remember that every other. Oh man, cortisone, remember that every other Friday for what seemed to be like forever. Face down, X-rayed. Ugh. Andy, man, if you, people who don't know my good friend Andy, he has been through one side and back out the other. He has been through a lot of pain. He's had a lot of surgery, and he's still fighting the good fight. Let me say that. And Andy, for the rest of your life, the best way for you to make money now is YouTube. You got the voice, you got the memories, you got the stories. You're going to kill it, mate, when you finally sit down and work it out. We'll get a guru involved to discuss it, and we'll work out what works for Andy. Could be morning coffee with Andy or something like that, and then out comes the memory bank. Yes, I've heard this. Another album to record. Let's hope the costs of recording albums have become a lot more inexpensive compared to the last one. But, man, you had the best people on the last album. That's why it sounds so good. If you haven't heard the Odd Collective's album, and only's got 5 of their own songs on this one. Well, that is absolutely awesome, mate. He did say a long time ago, we were chatting with Andy, and he says, before I die, I want to put out an album. I got this great idea for upgrading songs, doing a bit more soulful, a bit more, get some horns and some saxophones and some stuff in there, just to be different a little bit, like bring back that Earth, Wind, Fire sort of vibe into the mix of an Australian rock song sort of thing, or a classic. And sure enough, he did it with the, and he's talking about his 2 producers here. I'll be doing some with Phil, which is wonderful, and at least one with Muzz. Well, that's Murray Burns out of that great band. Oh, that great band there, My Sex, Murray Burns. He is the last original member playing in the band. Wouldn't it be? Would it ever be a chance of them sort of coming back with a couple more of the originals and Colin as well? Chicago and Earth, Wind and Fire. There you go. I knew I was. See, I was on the vibe. That's his. That's his go-to. But then you add a like this isn't the way to think. But then you add like a classic song and some song that you've heard of in the past years ago, but it gets reworked by the Odd Collective. And boy, yeah, Eleanor's Curse, I think it's the album, and then yeah, check it out. I think is it still out there streaming? It's definitely on YouTube. You'll find a lot of his music on YouTube. You'll find a lot of his music videos were filmed by somebody that you're listening to right now, and we had some fun doing them. Very cool. Very cool indeed. And a couple of different vocalists as well. Is that what you're telling me? You're going to have a good mix in there? Because those of you who are thinking, what does the Odd Collective mean? It's a bunch of odd musicians. I say odd, but it's just a bunch of musicians that come from all different bands, all different areas, come together for this collective of musicians, and then they put their stuff out. And Andy's the ringleader. Okay. No, she pulled them all down from the digital format. It was costing more than we made. Yeah, it's a sad state of music these days. But if you get a chance, go over to YouTube. Andy's channel. You've got all your stuff on your channel, haven't you, Andy? So I think, is all your music on your YouTube channel? I'm pretty sure it might be. If not, we could start another channel and upload them all to there and just have you separate from the music. Well, now here we go. This is interesting. Steve Mulray, which is a legendary singer from Sydney, who's the younger brother of Ted, who was in the Ted Mulray gang. So if you're Australian and you listen to this, everyone knows the Ted Mulray gang, like the old Jump in My Car and all the other classics that they did back in the 70s. He's going to be doing Stephen Cummings' Your House is Falling with Andy. You'll be doing it, most of it. Some on yours. And with me. All right, I know Australian Radio Indy's got a couple, but what we need to do, Andy, is even get the brand out and put it out on another channel. It won't hurt it. Definitely getting it out again. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls and gardeners of the world, welcome to the stage, your friend and mine, Shawnee Grows.
Hey.
Okay, and asking Carl and Robbie of Gangajang. Wow, cool.
Andy's got a plan.
Andy's got that up here. Andy's got everything that needs to be done, and thinking about putting it on vinyl only. Ooh, now that is old school, because you cannot buy a digital vinyl. So you can't hack a digital vinyl. You just man, that is a good strategy because whatever the price you're going to sell it for, I'm telling you that you'd make more money in the first week of sales than you would do out of a digital. You know how much musicians get out of a digital release?
Pennies.
Not even that.
Not even pennies.
It's ridiculous. I'm making more money on YouTube than Andy is doing his a whole album, spending thousands on producers and anyway.
I heard that it's expensive to record an album from musicians I've spoke with, and they never ever make money off of it when they're a certain size.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
more of a life's passion. You know, if you're an artist, you want your music heard and you want to release it and you get it out there. Yeah, unless you sign with a major record label who pumps your music out, and there's another whole story about music because
Yeah.
they own you. Then they own you and
Well,
your
and people need to be aware that they don't have to do that to make music and get it out there to people. There's a artist that I know that purposefully his whole career has never signed with anyone. He's done it all on his own, and he's made lots of money, and he's had like tons of fans, and he actually did concerts for a little bit, but mostly he just releases music.
Okay, I like it. Awesome. You'll have to send me who it is later, and I'll have a
Sure.
listen. Me, Phil, Rigger, and Balby. Well, doing outline. Oh man, awesome. Andy, you're on a winner. Balby doing some outline. Now that would be and like you got to know the music scene in Sydney to understand what that was all about. But good times. Doing it pro cost, you can hear the difference between the home studio and the pro studio. Yeah, you can, especially when you're in the music scene and you.
Okay,
And
so
how
yeah,
are you
this
going?
individual that
How,
what?
yeah. I was going to say, has your little crisis been solved?
Not really.
Okay.
I'll know like in 3 days if it turns into a hospitalization thing.
Oh, well, that's not good.
Yeah. No, it's not good.
No.
Are his initials TM? No. The one that I'm talking about, he has a home studio, but he's made millions. Like he has a professional studio.
Wow. Millions.
Hmm.
Fantastic. Well, there is a. Well, that's interesting, Andy. Balby, like Steve Balby, is one of the big musicians in Sydney. Absolute character. He's the front man at the moment of the band, Isex, which is behind me there. And he's been the bass player in Noise Works, which was a huge band in the 90s in Australia, and traveled the world, big songs all over, and Outline, where it's a bunch of musos doing crazy stuff like wearing full body suits, the stretch lycra suits where you can't see people's faces and they're sort of doing crazy stuff on stage, and
Mhm.
it could be anybody on stage singing because they used to invite people up, and they used to anyway. They've got a song out there that's a big hit in the day, which is absolutely crazy. It's called "The Cicadas That Ate Five Dock," which Five Dock is a city in Sydney, is a town in Sydney. Oh, and don't forget the Electric Hippies, another fantastic band that Balby's in. Yeah, but to see him sneak in, to see Outline, man, he'd be awesome. That you should talk to people like Balby and talk about the old days, Andy. That would be awesome to see. I could produce that for you. I could actually come and film it, set it up, film it. You do the chatting with Balby, We'll do the editing, make it nice so everybody's happy, and yeah, release it. If you haven't heard of the Electric Hippies, check that band out. Geez, we're going from one extreme to the other. We're talking gardening 1 minute, now we're talking
It's the Jonesy show. What do you expect?
that's the hangout with Shawnee Grows. Is there a limit on how many bands one person can be in? No,
Okay.
definitely, definitely not. And to be honest with you, that's how musicians make money these days. They got to play in a
To
lot
hop.
of yeah, because you can't. Gone are the days where that one band would play Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday every weekend. Them days are dead and buried. It's now if you can get a gig here with this band and a gig here with this band, you might be get 2 gigs in on a weekend and make enough money to survive on. If you're lucky enough to get on a tour somewhere, you might get a nice run of gigs. But yeah, the average muso is a dying breed, to be honest.
Kind of like
Yeah.
anything in the creative arts.
Well, I've just done a video. Right, I haven't released it yet.
Oh.
I've just done a video for Radio Jonesy.
Hmm.
It's like I'm gonna just because I said I'm gonna put more content out this month just to see
Hmm.
how it all runs. It's about let me just find it here.
What's the title?
Here's the title.
Bowlies and five bands, duos.
This isn't the title, but this will be the thumbnail.
Who can afford this? Why does everything feel so expensive? Holding a receipt.
That's
With
it.
a shocked face. Morning chat, Jonesy, is what that other part says.
Yeah,
Lots of
that's what.
stuff on the. Okay.
Yeah, morning chat. Who can
Coffee
afford
and a
this?
mic. Yeah.
And why does everything feel so expensive?
We're tired of being broke, I tell you that. We had that conversation today.
Well, that, like, let me tell you this little story. A friend down here, his birthday's coming up. Um, the lovely Mrs. Radio said, "Could you go and buy this gift for this person?" And I said, "Well, look, how much will it cost that gift?" And she said, "It won't be over 100. It'll be under 100. So it'll be around that price." But so I go there with the strict instructions to buy this certain item, and it was 150. And I went, "I thought it was 100." And the guy goes, "No, it's 150." But yeah, you know, and that's what got me motivated. Why is everything so bloody expensive? It's there's a local distillery down here, and it's got the world's best this and the world's best that, and whiskies and gins and well, the liqueurs or the creams like the Baileys and cream, those sort of spirit drinks. But anyway, they got all that stuff, and that's what the wonderful Mrs. Radio wanted me to get. So I'm gonna have to really earn my YouTube income this month to cover the cost of that,
Hmm.
and I'll definitely do it. Yeah, that's Bowley. He's a guitarist in Andy's band. He's in 5 band duos, and he's a great artist too. And he makes coffee, doesn't he, Andy? That's his job down at near the Sydney Harbour Bridge, down near the Opera House. He's down there somewhere in the heart of Sydney. And during the day, he's making cappuccinos for the tourists, and at night he's got this fantastic alter ego with weird hairstyles and fantastic outfits, and he's on stage killing it. Fuel excise, yeah, full tin, everything's going up. Yeah, our fuel's going up. It's how I said it jumped up automatic for me the other day.
Yeah.
Just driving around today, everything's bumped again, and the next couple of days it's going to bump again. They're not going to give you the full hit at once. I think that's probably what the government said. Do not whack everybody at once. Do it in small lots. Lane Cove is where he works. Okay, fair enough. I thought he was down in the city. I must have been thinking of. There's another band, another guitarist. Oh, what's his name? And it's funny because what's this band called? They met. Uh, they met at a gig. They met at a gig somewhere. I was at the gig, and it was in Budgewoi, and they were talking about music, and then they said, "You served me a coffee," and he goes, "You must have been here." And they talked about. I'm pretty sure it was near the Circular Quay down there somewhere. But anyway, another story in the memory bank, just floating around this big, dull, grey matter of my head. There's a lot of stuff whizzing about. So, Shawnee, let's try to put a smile on your face. So you're looking a bit down and a bit flat. What's going on?
We're not going to talk about that. But look at this.
How can we improve the situation? Look at this,
So
indeed.
the funny
Looks like
story about the tomatoes in this is these are from the volunteer plants. This is all
oh,
from volunteer plants.
and they're what do we call those ones?
Like the grape tomato size.
Oh, they're big.
Not
Oh
a
yeah.
they're not a cherry, but they're
Right.
not like a slicer. And then I pulled this out of the ground with my daughter today.
Okay, drum roll, please.
I don't know if I can hold it up.
Oh man, you got some spuds.
Yeah.
Definitely. Nice. Nice.
So
Ni- A
they're a good size.
nice bag too. I mean, nice tray, whatever you want to call that.
This?
Yeah.
I just use whatever. Yeah, anything with a handle that the kids. I have some other bins over there that I use. It's always fun to see what gardeners use to bring the harvest in because it's always different everywhere you go, every garden you're in, especially around the world. Thanks, Janet.
Yes. The wonderful JP. All right. Well, I'm sorry you had to go through whatever you went through today, Shawnee, because
It's fine. Someone in the house is losing weight. We played a terrible game called Everyone Weigh Themselves that I hate playing. And my husband weighs like what he did in high school, he said, and I said, shut up.
weighs what he did in high school.
Great for him.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's really upset about it. Like he's always struggled in wanting to be a higher weight his whole life. And now he has to get there a different way, like a more healthy way, right? And so
He
I said,
weights.
well, am I supposed to look up more protein meals for you? Like, because I said it's summer. You're constantly running around and sweating. Like, I feel like in the
Yeah.
winter is your chance to like bulk up.
Yeah, like bulk up in the window. That's it. Sit down, eat plenty of pasta, potatoes,
Pasta,
rice.
potatoes,
All
meat, all the eggs, the protein stuff. Plant
and do
protein
some,
too, of course.
yeah. And resistance training. Do some weights because you definitely
Well, that's what
would
he does
like.
at work. I mean, I guess that doesn't count, they say. He lifts 50-pound bags up and over all day long,
Uh,
you know.
yeah, well, that's his weight training. Yeah, no wonder he doesn't want to do weights.
He doesn't want to. He plays disc golf, you know, so he's getting the walking in and you're twisting and bending and picking up stuff.
Yeah, nice.
And then he's been riding bike.
Oh man, he's what a active person.
Yeah,
That
makes me
wonderful.
look really lazy.
Man, look,
Like
let me
my
say,
daughter said to me today the sentence of "Why is your belly so big, Mom?" And I said, "Because I need to change my eating and walk more, daughter. That's why." Yeah, because
man,
kids are honest. So
you out of the mouth of babes. That's
yeah.
definitely. But welcome to the club, Shawnee. Get out there and move around and walk.
Yeah.
Start your own 5K. Start the Minnesota one.
It'll be private, only me, because I don't want to bother other people.
Well, time yourself, do the 5Ks, time yourself, and I can
Yeah, what
challenge you
is
real quick. Because I
okay,
sent
so
you seen those photos I sent you over the period of
yes, sir.
they're photos from the
3 miles? I don't know if I can do 3 miles.
3.7, I think it is actually.
3.1,
Is it?
3.10686.
You got to measure that officially to be the official. But if you watch that when I watch all what goes on, when I realize the time, like the gun goes or the clap goes, like
Mhm.
they're saving on expenses now. They used to have a cap gun that goes right.
They
So
just push
now,
a button on the phone now, or what?
yeah, the guy, there's an official timer and the official starter. So the official starter says, "Timer, are you ready?" He says, "Yep." Okay, is everyone ready? Yep. 3, 2, and we go. And
He
everyone's like,
claps?
"Yeah, make noise." Yeah. So they're saving costs there.
Yep, they
But
sure are.
but
What is under the desk?
the big spider,
It is not a
okay,
spider.
some chips. That's what you need. Potato chips.
Shh.
Yeah.
I made those the other day, but then I made my kids eat them, so I didn't.
Oh well, life's meant to be enjoyed.
I feel
When
the
you get
same way.
when you get to my age, Shawnee, then you can start whinging and whining. But now you're in the prime of your life. You've got
I
all of
am.
the kids who need you, do what you need, and you've got family that need you. You just keep doing what you do because you're doing good stuff. So don't be too upset with the scales. Scales are just a number. These are all the
Yeah.
things that I've been told by different physicians and things. Don't be afraid of the number. It's what's in here. How you
And I
breathe.
asked Mark, I go, "Do you feel strong? Do you feel good?" He goes, "Well, yeah." I said, "Then there's nothing to be sad-faced about just because the scale gave you a number that you feel is not adequate enough." Like,
Tell him I'm jealous. Same weight as high school. Oh
I
my
can,
lord.
yeah. He doesn't
Yeah,
look like
because
he did in I mean, I know what he looked like in high school, obviously, that's when I met him, and he doesn't look like that. He looks much more strong up top, so I don't get it.
yeah. Well, you do. It could be just fluids. Who knows? But
Oh,
you
that's a whole 'nother thing. The fluid intake, outtake with females, especially in a month, it's ridiculous.
yes. Well,
Oh
this
my
conversation.
goodness, Robin's awake. Robin Gardens, hello from Chicagoland. How is the what are they called? Hornworm picking. How is the hornworm picking this evening? Or is that reserved for other nights of the week? Today's Monday? Yeah, today's Monday.
Yeah, don't give away too many secrets here. You got to save that for Shawnee's show. So here we just do a few little. We're just shooting the sheet, is what they say. Just talking stuff, and
Today's
because
just a hangout pop-up, yeah.
yeah, it's the hangout pop up because usually I work.
Mhm.
This is now a month. Out of the 4 weeks of the month, I've only worked one Tuesday. So
Yeah.
there's a there's a bit of a pattern going on there. I would have worked yesterday, except for I had to go to the airport, which was
Mhm.
fun. Was that the day? Which was it? Yesterday we done. Which day did we do 4 hours? Was that
Last
yesterday or
last
was it
night,
before?
yeah.
That was yesterday. Oh man, how soon I forget.
I
4 hours.
know.
I can't
I
believe.
know.
I looked at the replay of that and I went 4 hours, and then I got an email from Streamyard
Oh,
saying,
that you're close.
"Oh, you're getting way close.
Yeah.
Your 20 hours comes back on the 14th. You've got 6 hours and 50 minutes left." And I go, "Yeah, thanks very much. I'll
Sure.
be appreciating that. When I get close, I'll go over and check out the EV Marks."
I went and looked at the beginning to see how much I wasn't there for, and I kinda joined right away in the beginning. Yesterday 0, today we took the night out took the night off. Janet says, "Has anyone ever tried strawberry spinach?" No, never heard of it. Interesting. Why would they put those 2 together,
Strawberry,
though?
strawberry spinach.
Tell us more, Janet. What's the use? To eat? To make
Yeah.
tea?
The
Um,
strawberry sounds sweet and lovely. Spinach has got that spinach sort of,
not the same thing, yeah.
yeah, you know,
Mm.
like you're looking
Maybe the
at
spinach is colored like a strawberry.
yeah. How did Popeye the Sailor Man eat so much spinach out of a can? What was going on there? You must have watched Popeye the Sailor Man.
My kids watch
And he
Popeye, yeah.
squeezes the can of spinach. It's like it
Mhm.
must be like the beetroots that we buy.
I don't know how he handled all those oxalates or whatever. He didn't have, like, kidney problems. It's a cartoon.
Uh,
I was
till
watching a
I'm
conversation. Oh, sorry, you're gonna read Andy's message? Go ahead.
yeah, till I'm gone, doctors will tell me I can't do that anymore. Somehow I always prove them wrong. Yeah, mate. I hear you, mate. And you what you know what? When the band like I watch when I was in America I watched the band the J Jones band, right? So he invited me to his gig at Memphis. We were in Memphis at the same time, and he invited me to the gig. So me and Carl, the bass player, we went to this gig to see him play live, and they've got a couple of singles that actually Carl, the bass player, knew, and he went, "Oh my god, these are the guys who sing that song." And I went, "Yeah." And he said, "How do you know these?" I said, "Just through the radio station and playing their music." And anyway, long story short, Andy, they done a 4 hour non-stop set. So during their
Oh.
4 hour, that was their contract at the Hard Rock Cafe in Memphis. So in their 4 hour set, Jay, who couldn't do 4 hours non-stop, would walk off for say 3 songs. The band would do a couple of instrumentals, like classic instrumentals that people sort of knew, and sometimes not even sing when the vocals were involved. We should have come in, and the crowd would start singing. That was pretty cool. And then the guitarist would sing a song, and then Jay would come back. So he got himself a rest break. He got his breath back. He got his fluid intake, fluid outtake. He done all that stuff, and then he's back on stage and went to the bar in the meantime. Bought us a drink as well while he done one of these. It was pretty cool to be there. Yeah, the Hard Rock Cafe in Memphis.
Do you know the band Phish? Phish.
I know of them. Yes.
I got to see them. Went to their concert. That was cool. They only sell
Yeah.
like group tickets. They don't sell individual tickets. It's like a lottery. You have to put your name in a lottery as a group, and if you
Yeah.
win, the whole group goes. So I was just somebody dropped out. Hey, bring Shawnee with. I'm always the fill-in person. Janet says it's regular spinach, a little sweet. It is red. Gonna get some free seeds. That's pretty cool.
And this person said,
I listened to High June today as a band for the first time. The singer caught my attention. Apparently, it's called alternative rock, I think is the genre. And I'm not one to listen to music much these days, but I thought, okay, we'll see what else they got.
you know,
I sent it to my music loving husband for him to review and find some good stuff, and then he can put it on his playlist.
yeah. But that's what my daughter, she sent me a Spotify link because she pays for Spotify. And then she went, Andy. Andy's the man. Look at that.
Fish, poor man's Grateful
Yeah,
Dead.
it's
Oh,
Grateful
yeah,
Dead.
true. I agree with that. Yeah. Something just
Yeah,
fell in a room. I don't know what just happened.
it's a big spider.
Oh, come on, bro. No. Robin
Yeah,
Garden says, my hubby loves obscure bands. I call it three-chord music. Okay.
yeah, nice.
Have you ever
Yeah,
heard
so,
Lindsay Sterling at the violin? She's pretty cool.
yeah, no, I may have, but doesn't jog the memory banks. But I, I'm a, I've got a love of so much diverse music. Like I was saying, my daughter, she's got Spotify. So when we were in the car together, she Bluetooths to the car and said, "What do you want to hear, Dad?" I said, "Look, you play what you want." And then she's playing Earth, Wind and Fire, and she's playing Chicago and all these bands that she loves. She's into it. And then she's playing all these songs, and I'm thinking, okay, every now and again, some song comes on that I don't know, and then it's interesting that she goes back to the classics like the 70s and the 80s, and I said, well, you've got your dad's genes in the music genre, haven't you? And she said, what do you mean? I don't listen to. And then she started naming all of my, like Lapis Sky, Love Child, Storm Cellar, all these bands that I've been supporting over the years. I don't listen to none of those bands. And I said, but you know who they are now, don't you? And she says, yeah. And then she said, well, Lapis Sky, they do a good cover of this and they do a good cover of that. So she has listened to them. but she didn't
Well,
want
it's
to
like the
do.
point of being an enthusiast of an art across a board is your point, as being just like her father. It didn't have to be
My
you liking the same genre.
my point is that I am a proud father of a kiddo who's old enough to be her own, you know, family, but she's and she loves the music just like us. So awesome. So I suppose when it's in your life every day.
Enjoy your bedtime, a simple happy life. She did a premiere with a beautiful 1 hour moon night sounds. She filmed it herself. Loved it. Keep doing that.
Yeah,
The ideas I had for you are your birds, the moon, if you can do rain out a window, if you're near water and you can put
yeah.
your camera somewhere for an hour filming the water moving. Those are my ideas for you if you want to keep up
We'll get.
the good
I'll
work.
get. I'll get some of that on my downtime sleeping television that runs 24/7. So we'll have a look at that as well. But yeah, if you
She
don't
is
do
chasing watch hours.
the golden rule, I will jump in and do that. Um, the golden rule, if you like, this is for everyone on YouTube. If you don't own it, don't use it. If you own it, get stuck into it. You know, like use what you own. Like that guy contacted me again. Did I tell you? I haven't told you
Well,
you
yesterday you guys said you talked
overnight.
10 times and then now
And
recently.
yes, since then,
Okay.
if you watch his latest video, he used my recommendations twice in that video, and he thanked me. He said, "Thank me for putting me back on the focus on what works." He said, "I really did appreciate the time having the conversation with you." So even people with 160,000 subscribers has uh, he contacted me because of a comment that I left in his videos, and he's been around for a long time. And anyway, we've had this fantastic toing and froing on ways of doing stuff, and I'm taking his advice. I've always took his advice, to be honest. I've always watched his videos and went, "Yeah, let's just run with that." And then yeah, he sent me nice emails, and yeah, my daughter says, "Dad, that's just a bot that he's programmed that's talking to his subscribers." I said, "He's talking to me about stuff that I've done, and I've responded about stuff he's put in there." And then she said, "I'm amazed that this guy would be talking to you like this." And I said, "Well,
Gee,
listen,
thanks, daughter.
yeah, yes,
No
listen to
faith.
your father every now and again."
Oh, that's hilarious.
She's got a fantastic new camera that she's taken to Japan.
Mhm.
Yeah, I can't wait for her to get back because then they'll go in a box and she'll never use it again. So they've got old dad will say, "Hey, let me try that camera on me walk and let me,
Yep.
yeah, and give me your computer now because you got to buy a new one since your
Yeah.
one's
That's the
just not
long
up to."
game plan. Yep. With the booster attached to it.
Well, I will buy that booster now because she's, yeah, it's a long. I was going to borrow the booster that's out the back for the
Mhm.
Wi-Fi, but so far so good. Touch wood. I think I've had a little freeze every. We've gone for an hour. I've noticed it
I
once.
just looked too, yeah.
Yeah, but all right. Well, I'm
So
stuck in the
Robin's
7 minutes.
yeah,
Yeah.
bossa nova, a bit of Celtic. I wrote
Mm,
in the chat, Squid Jigger is a Celtic band in Canada, only because I know the bass player. Um,
yeah.
and then today in the YouTubes, I watched a conversation about
You-
you know how we talk about niches with like your YouTube content? This was about as a person selling a product in the kind of like the gardening or homesteading life. So, for example, there is this shed that first they started with selling coffee, and then all of a sudden it was here's some bread, here's some honey, here's some vegetables, and they kept adding all these products to the business, but like still no customers. People still weren't coming. And the point of it was to know a niche in what your product is to sell to people to have them committed to you're the whatever guy, you know. And then there was also a point on, dude, if you're gonna spray paint on cardboard, just wait till you have a couple more pennies to get legit signs. Cause come on. Like, that
Yeah.
collective says, Shawnee Grows, check out my cousin in Canada, David Leask. He's a good one, much more successful than me, from Jedburgh, Scotland.
Yeah, he's got some fantastic music, David Leask. Absolutely. What's the album where it's just him and his? There's just two of them in that um, church. No, the hall. What hall settings? The hall sessions. What was that one called, Andy? That was a great album, actually. Some fantastic music with some flute and other stuff. But the Clark Hall Sessions, I think that's called the Clark Hall Sessions. Check them out on YouTube because they're on YouTube. Or yeah, Clark Hall. So yeah, my memory still there, Andy. It sort of fades a bit, but what a great album that was. And so they went there to, was it to rehearse, Andy, or was it to record? They went there and they realized the acoustics in this hall was fabulous. Let's do an album, or let's do some sessions here and revamp a few of their other songs, downscale some of the other songs, like bring them back to a basic guitar and a flute or a guitar and whatever else they used. And boy, it was fantastic. Yeah, David Leask.
The
David
other
Leask
thing,
Music. I think that's his site.
I have it up on a tab here, and he has davidleast.com for a website, and then David Least Music for YouTube, and then I have another tab for the Clark Hall Sessions open. So it's in there.
Right. All right. Definitely. And it says the record done on a Voyager guitar made from, oh, yeah, that's right. The guitar was made from bits and pieces of wood out of, is that Canada? But from Canada. All the, like, they made a guitar with, and the whole story of this thing was famous bits of wood were put together and they mixed and made this guitar out of it. And yeah,
The other
it
thing
was
I
all
watched today was a thing about grow the weird stuff, or let the weird stuff grow in your garden, whether it's like um, it showed up and it's kind of growing wonky, or just get out of the varieties thing. So if your neighbors are always growing this California Wonder green bell pepper, you should grow a poblano or something different, because those pests are going to come after your stuff too. So grow the weird and wild things. Let things grow where they want to grow. Save your seed. Robin, right? She says, what are your 3 desert island albums?
Desert Island albums.
Does that mean if you're
So
going to a desert island, what 3 albums do you bring with you?
that's what that means. That's why you're here, Shawnee. You're here
I
to
guess.
keep me focused. What would I take to three albums? I could only listen to 3 albums. You know what? I'm going to upset people here, but I would take the Angels' Dark Room album. That would be one. That's stuck in my memory all these years. That came out in either the late 70s or early 80s. Yeah, the Angels' Dark Room. And if you ever see the album cover, it's a black cover with just these two eyes looking, and really, but I don't know. They were getting artistic. The Angels were a sort of, there's some sort of creepy songs on there too. That, but I don't know. It's just one of them albums. That would be one. Um, should I say I need to take Andy's album with me? Should I say that?
You don't have to.
No, I don't have to say that, but it's pretty cool. I don't know. I've got so much music inside me that you just would not know what to take. You know, I was that kid at school who would bring in like Devo's album. This is before Whippet ever come out. I would bring Devo's album to like and show a couple of my mates at school. I check this band out. What a great band! Blah 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 blah. And they would all go home and look for it and try to hear it and go, "That's garbage." You know, like why would you listen to that garbage? But I could hear things in the music that was there. You know, like this could be a great rock song. This could have done it a bit different here. And I was that sort of kid when I was younger. I should have been a music producer. I should have. I'm telling you, I missed my calling. Yeah, there you go. Dark Room. I just love that album, Andy. Even though some of the people in the band is sort of, it's sort of, they've got their good and bad points. There's two brothers. One of them lives real close to me here, to be honest with you. Very close. Actually, I bumped into that person the other day. Remember I said to you the other day, there's a strange car driving up the road, and then they drove back and they were looking towards the house. Remember I done the old.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that? Well, that was actually somebody who thought this is where I done my filming for the Out the Back and all my other videos. So they were traveling from interstate and they were driving around town here. And in the afternoon, they were watching some of my content and they said, "You reckon that's up there somewhere?" And then they all jumped in the car and they went driving around trying to work out where it was.
Oh, crap.
Yeah, sure enough. That was, yeah. And they sort of apologized for being freaks. Like he said, "Look, he said, look, I know it's a bit strange, but hey, we're down here. We got some spare time. We were watching your videos, and we thought, I wonder where that is." And then they just drove past. Like they didn't come knocking on the door, which other people have in the past. But yeah, it's sort of strangely nice, but strange in its certain ways.
Robin has a good point that you could ask the same question on a different day and get a different list of 3 albums because music is about your mood, right?
Yeah.
Robin's albums are Tapestry, Carole King, Mancini, Greatest Hits, Alison Krauss, Forget About It.
Carole King. Look at this. See all this, Shawnee?
What? What's that? Stickers?
Yeah, I got
Oh, wow.
about 1,000.
You got a whole case of stickers. Look at you.
Yeah, I know, but you know what I'm doing now?
I don't know what
I go shopping, and in the car park, there's a big sign. On the back of the sign, people put stickers on the back of the signs.
Sure. Nope, but okay.
Yeah, well,
That's what they do in Tasmania, apparently.
I'm marking my territory. This is
Yeah, you are. And now when you go 2 hours away, you can put it on a sign over there and up to the airport.
Hey, I did that. We won't say that officially where it was, but I did that. I stopped at the airport and had taxi waiting, and on where people get out of the car on the roadside, what they see when they look at this sign, they see Outback Tasmania. When they're jumping on a plane, and they might go, "Hey, what's that?" And then they'll, who knows? Who knows? Dark Room's a great album. Thanks, Andy. I think it is actually. Yeah, he told me that a few times, to be honest. And I think one of them.
Good day, Down Under Cruisers. How's it going? Spreading the love, he says.
The Dark Room.
Jonesy's talking about music.
Yeah, we are. We're trying to change the subject, but everyone's talking music, so we just run them with it.
Go with the chat. That's what you're supposed to do. Just like when we talk about go with the comments, ideas, just follow the chat when you're live.
Yes, I'm getting taught by the expert here. Shawnee,
not an expert.
Spreading the love. Hey, what are you doing on YouTube at 1:10? Oh, no, hang on. What time is it? 2:11. Hey, buddy. 2:11 on a Tuesday. Where are you today, Sean? What's going on?
Robin Garden says my laptop is covered with stickers, 95% gardening, of course, including a grow every day in every way. Oh, he's on lunch break. What's for lunch today? What did I have for lunch? I made pickled chicken with a bowl of watermelon. That was my lunch.
Robin, you need one of these. They're only little, so they'll fit nicely on the back of you. Look at that. Look at the colors. So tell me where to send it and I will send it.
Andy comes in with Chicago, the album My Sex Graffiti Crimes, Eleanor's Curse, because it's good. Can of tuna. Okay.
Can it too? Yeah, he's on the what do they call it? The beef diet, the meat diet.
Poor man plus
so
carnivore diet. Can of tuna. Hey, if it's your
yeah.
jam, then I'm not trying to be mean. I'm sorry.
Talking about the jam, not the band. Remember the presidents of the United States? Peaches. The band called the Presidents of the United States.
Are you talking to me or the chat? Because I don't know anything.
No, I'm talking to you.
No.
Okay, well, they got a song called "Lock Up the Jam," but it's not jam for the fridge. It's another thing. But the daughter pulled that out of the play. I said, "You're listening to these guys? I bought this album."
Right. Like
She
when
goes,
it came out.
That's so. Yeah. I remember like AC/DC. See you over there.
Mm.
Oh man, I got to learn which way am I leaning. That's the Highway to Hell poster tour poster. But when that album got released, Highway to Hell, back in 1979, you had to go to your record store. This is how music scene has changed so much. You used to go to the record store and go, like if you wanted that album on the day it was getting released, you had to say, I want a copy. And then you'd either have to put down a deposit or you had to, like pay for it in full, and then the day comes when that record gets released and there's a queue of people out the door waiting to get, everyone's in like nice single file waiting to go in and get they said, are you in the queue for the album? And you go, yeah. And they go, well, you wait here. If you're buying something else, you can go in the shop. But anyway, I got my album. I queued up. I paid for it. And I took it home and I annoyed the neighborhood for days on end.
Yeah, you used to have to work for your music. Now it's just
Oh, yeah.
tap.
That's it. Now it's just, Now it's just, I need a new opening tune for this podcast. So let me see, give me some lyrics. I want to add this, and this. What can we do here? Let's make it a bit more bluesy, or let's turn it up, add a bit of this to it, or a bit of more rhythm guitar to it. And basically then AI. This is going to be another conversation piece in my videos on Radio Jonesy, but is AI taking over the world? How much AI do you have in your life, and how much AI don't you know you have that's there already, and how much AI do you physically rely upon every day in your everyday life? All this sort of stuff. It's a good conversation piece. I had some chicken. I had butter chicken for lunch, and I cut back on the rice because I had to eat it. Otherwise, I'm going in the bin. I hate wasting food.
Compost is not wasting food.
No, that's a very good point, actually. And I've got a stainless steel bowl inside the house, and the wife says, "What's that doing there?" I said, "When was the last time we used this?" And she said, "When we had some oranges or something in there, and we put it on the table." I said, "See this here? You got some food waste? Chuck it in there." She said, "Chuck it in there. I chuck it in the bin." I said, "No, you don't. That is the bin." And then after dinner, you put your scraps in there, and then I walk up and go out in the spooky dark and scrape it all into the compost bin.
Yep, we have a bin on the counter on my little island that I built because this kitchen here is crapola, and then it goes into a 5-gallon bucket on the deck with a lid, and then I take that to the garden property and dump it there.
Well, I hope your results are going well, Sean. Sean's on a health kick as well, so
Mhm.
walking's working for me, Sean. So I'm just, uh, my weight's plateaued now. My weight has sort of
Okay.
stopped at this spot, and it's not moving. But I am feeling physically fit, and well, I got to try something different now. Probably got to start doing some extra activities now to add to the routine to try to
Right.
burn
Work
more.
the body a new way.
Yeah, and we won't get Andy started because he will fire up.
Yes, I can feel it. I can feel him lighten the fire.
Look at Robin go. Here, back in high school, I went down to see Chicago and the Beach Boys together in concert. An unforgettable night. Man, back in high school. Man, that must have been about 3 weeks back. That wasn't that long ago. I didn't know that band was still playing. Shawnee's froze.
I'm
Said
not
the
froze. I'm not saying anything about any of this.
Yeah, well, unless you own it, unless you create, just say you create some AI, right? Whatever it is, whatever, as long as nobody else can steal it or use it or do whatever, it's you're pretty happy to. I mean, YouTube is pretty happy to let that be authentic content, even though it's AI. But once you start changing things, twisting things, and doing other things, that's when the AI goes a bit weird on YouTube. You got to use what you own, and if you create it, try to lock it in. You know, like if you use an AI, okay, we got to win against Suno. At least they might have so many copyright offenses from the trawling. Yep, Andy, I hear that. I like the way you say, "Can you write me a song in this vein of this artist? I want this song to sound like this artist." They come back with, "No, we cannot do that like the artist. We do not do that like the artist. Um, let's do it another way." And then they give you the song, and it's exactly how you asked for it. But when you get your feedback from them, when you put your request in, they say, "We do not do that, and we can't do that." So that's must be them doing their due diligence for their legalities, I suppose.
You can say, I want a witchy spellcraft vibe song, and it'll make you one.
Well, you need to put your lyrics in, and you say when you put your
Okay.
lyrics in, so say Suno, right? You put your lyrics in, then you put how you want the song to be. Do you want heavy lead guitar? Do you want to add some saxophone? Do you want to have big bass lines? You can say all this stuff, but you can ask AI, how do I tell Suno to make a song sound like this artist? And then
Okay.
AI gives you, I mean,
The
AI will tell
prompt to
you,
give to Suno.
yeah, and then you feed that into the thing, and then that's how it all sort of works. I'm giving, that's not a secret. That's just how to
No,
use
it's
it
not a
smartly.
secret.
Did you see them with Terry Kath?
He might be talking to Robin.
Who's Terry Kath? Is he in the Beach Boys? He is. Round, round, get around. I get around. Ooh, I get around. I get around, round, round. Who would think of writing a
Chicago.
song like that? I get around.
Founding member of the rock band Chicago.
Man, I use AI as well to. I'll suggest this is what I'm thinking about. Um, what am I doing? This is there anything trending? I'm doing that stuff now, so it hasn't helped, like in views, or maybe it has, but the view count. You know how we were talking the other day with HHH, Triple H, his
Uh-huh.
views are way down?
Uh-huh.
Well, they're way down all over the board. It's not just him. So even the big players are.
People were saying July was a dull month for views on other genres. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, but it's not just the last couple of months. Actually, has been slow, and people are losing subscribers. And even yesterday we done that long live, and I said, "Wow, I got so many subscribers."
Mm-hmm.
Well,
And
today,
trolls.
yes, today I trolls. They were fun. Let me just refresh.
You're 240 today, right?
Hang on, I was 238 this morning, so I was
Mm.
240 last night when I done my numbers. And they jumped back on. I don't know what the go is there. So I was 238 when I looked at. Yeah, and I got 26 hours last night. So
Yeehaw.
yeah, I'm pretty happy with that.
What was
So
let's see here. 22 a day is a good number. So yeah.
yeah, so right now I'm at basically 1525. So that's where I'm at. I'm planning to get that.
1525 hours.
I'm planning to have that to 1600 within a couple of days, especially after yesterday, and then just keep pumping out the content. And like my content is a little bit longer than it should be. It's probably on Outback Tasmania. It's a little bit. I'm actually leaving a little bit more content in. Like if I'm planting the peas, or I'm planting the beans or whatever. Instead of just going 1, 2, and then you cut it and then go to wherever you go to next, I'm leaving me putting in so many in, bang, 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 bang.
Well, you edited that one on Outback Tasmania that came out in a pattern when you were top dressing. I noticed that.
In a pattern. What do you mean?
Like a
Explain
beat.
this. Oh,
You were
yeah,
cut into so it like if you were to put music to it, it could have
yeah.
matched the beat.
Yeah, I like my editing with the this is the life of me. Last night I'm trying to edit. At the same time, I've got a conversation going on with my youngest, who's got a child and wants to show me everything. And so I put the phone down not to edit, and then I'm talking away, and then the wife takes over the conversation. I pick the phone up and I start getting back into the editing, and then they ask me a question. Oh, did you? And then I go, oh, I'll put the phone back down. I better concentrate on this. So I wasn't 100% into the edit of that sort of stuff. So I will focus more on that sort of fancy editing in probably, I don't know, maybe not straight away, but when the laptop or the computer lets me have more fun instead of the phone with my big tappy fingers. The original guitar player who shot himself, wow, believing that he had removed the clip. Oh, man.
But didn't clear the chamber, yeah.
Don't forget the one in the chamber. What's that? What's that line? Was that a movie or was that an ad? Anyway, I digress.
The Wire, maybe? I don't know.
78. Shawnee, are you at 1,838 subs?
Yeah.
Well, let me give you a round of applause.
Thanks.
Have you?
My
I seen
one
you.
channel.
Are the shorts doing getting subs on your shorts?
I don't know. How do you tell?
You go to your short. You go to your videos. Right. Go to your content.
Hold on.
Go to your content.
Okay, in the studio, go to content, go to a short.
No, go to go to your shorts. Yeah, that's the way.
Click on a short.
Oh, actually,
Or
analytics is sorry, analytics. Go to analytics,
no?
and then
Okay.
like go to there, and then it will tell you. It's a bit different on the phone actually than the computer. So
Of
usually
course.
you go reach. I go on one of my shorts. I got 1,100 views, and then engagement.
See, if I click on a specific short, I can see if somebody subbed or not from that short. But you want to know
Yeah.
overall who subscribed from shorts?
Oh, no. How many on each short? Like, are your shorts getting you subscribers? Is what you want to know, because
Oh.
if that's what you're chasing, it's not working on my laptop, or it probably is, but I'm not. Oh yeah. Watch time from subscribers 1.7%. Watch time from not subscribed 98.3%. Wow. But that's a short. Yes,
Check your
data
overall
is a
YouTube
wonderful
analytics
thing.
subscription sources or review individual short analytics. Okay. Subscription sources.
Okay, Andy's coming back. Hey, Katie, good to see you.
Katie, what? There you are, the fifth element, she says. Good day.
Yep. Andy's been around. He's seen a lot of people. He's seen a lot of music. He's seen a lot of the world with the music scene. So, and how does someone like Andy? How does someone like Andy and Radio Jonesy become friends? It's the mysteries of the world. Yeah. Well, Shawnee's studying how to do
I
your
still don't get
subscribers.
it. Click on
Usually,
analytics, go on overview, click see more, select subscription source. Where the hell is see more? Okay.
I'll go to subscribers.
So, is that a short?
So my last two videos on shorts have been sort of fails a bit, because the last one got one I put up a couple of hours ago has only got about 160, and the one before that's got 700, and the ones before that have got like well over 1,000. But I digress. I'm doing that for a reason, and is the reason working? Let me have a look.
It looks like I can get one subscriber on shorts, maybe two. How many days this is? I'm in last 28 days. That's the graph I'm looking at.
Yeah. So I've gone back to one of my shorts, and it says 1,400 views. Audience retention was fairly awesome. Real time views over the last 24 hours is not much. And this one, look, see how this one, it says, yeah, it got me 3 subscribers. This one short about the waterfalls.
So the
So,
short, I got 4 subscribers on the short that says I show it all.
wow, Shawnee. That's a bit people are expecting more than what they've seen, or what's going on
It's
there?
just gardening content, folks.
Here's
You want to
another, like,
subbed for another reason.
the old cemetery video short for, like it's a 14-second video or something,
Mm-hmm.
but that's gained me 2 subscribers.
Mm-hmm.
So shorts grab you subscribers, people. That's all I just want to say there. So I'm doing shorts where I'm sort of walking around and seeing things. Like even today when I went to this distillery, I filmed the mountain range in the distance. Just went Click. And that was it. So there's just another short to go up.
Oh yeah, my walking onion short. I got 6 potato plant flowered, 6 subscribers. So yeah, short. Oh, 11. What's this one? I planted an entire garden in one bucket. I got 11 subs from that one.
Awesome. So that's the bucket challenge, isn't it?
No,
No.
that's not the 5-gallon bucket challenge. That was me planting a whole garden in a bucket.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Hmm.
So shorts get you subscribers, people. That's not rocket science. If you want to get subscriber count up, just keep putting shorts out. Doesn't have to be anything silly or stupid or whatever. Just put them out. Just keep going. Uh, didn't get to see Terry Kath. He had tickets to a Sydney show, expecting to see. Alas, he never made it here. That's sad to say. I saw the Beach Boys, same stadium the following year, and the warm up band was a guy on a piano, and the people who were actually listening. Guess who? I'd say Billy Joel. Yep. Oh, yep, Billy Joel. When you say a guy on a piano. 79 sports ground with John English, Australian cricket team. Well, Shawnee has just left the building. We will see what's going on there. We're still live. Yep. Um, John English and the Australian cricket team singing "Come On Aussie, Come On." Now that would have been cool. No, it was Billy Joel, and we have a winner. Mate of mine plays bass with Billy Joel. Andy, how do I say that? Seichen? I'm saying it wrong. Seichen. Anyway, Andy's mate Andy. But yeah, we've got a little child that I'm babysitting. Where's Charlie? He is not here. So yeah. All right, so we've done that one. All right, so I'm up to date on the shorts. Music. Man, we've been talking music. What else is in the agenda? What else has been going on in the world? And has has getting YouTube advice getting YouTube advice was helpful for me back in the day, and just sharing little bits of YouTube sort of advice, tips, and tricks, because it's not rocket science. It's all about owning the content that you release. Okay, it was in Judge Mercy. We saw Elton playing solo in a venue held about 7,500 people. Tickets were steep, but it was amazing content. Just Elton and a piano. Yeah. I seen Elton John in Sydney on his Too Low for Zero. Um, Too Low for Zero tour. I've actually got the program in here somewhere from that concert. Just give me a sec. I'll just have a quick look. I think I have got it. Man, what year was that? Who I got here? That would be very cool. Rose Tattoo, and James Rain. Here we go. Look at this. I still kept it all these years. Elton John. Too low for zero. See how it's cut out. Oh man. So tour promoters. Yep. Elton John band was on bass, Dee Murray. On guitar, Dave Johnson. On drums, Nigel Olsen. On keyboards, Fred Mandel. Personal assistant to Elton John is Bob Haley. Production tour manager Nick Pitts. Production crew, everyone's named in here. And then they went to New Zealand. But it's pretty cool. Crocodile Rock. I remember my father he took me up to the record store years ago because he wanted to buy Crocodile Rock. But he didn't want to be seen to be buying merchandise from Elton John, if that makes any sense. It really didn't to me. There's the poster in the middle there. Look, that's well before he had his hair stuck in. There's all his whole band. They've all got their own page of what they've done. Why do I keep hold of all this stuff? Eh? Look at that. TDK cassettes. Hearing is believing. Get your cassettes from TDK. Uh, 21 at 33, Fox. Jump up. And on the back is obviously stuff that they don't advertise these days. Get your cigarettes from there. But what year was this? Look at that. Music with pictures. They're advertising like video cassettes. Video. VHS. Get your VHS music with pictures. Anyway. Elton John. Look at this one. I kept this one all these years. John English was in this production, Andy. Oh, man. What year was this? This was in the 70s. But it's got some wonderful stuff in here. Look at that. Just released, Andy. Holiday 7. Album from John English. Hollywood 7. Holiday. Where'd I get holiday from? There's some good stuff in here. Stevie Wright. Look at this, Andy. Here's the cast. Jesus was Trevor White. Judas was John English. Oh, hang on. Get over there. That way. Who else we got in there? We've got Chris Hammond, Raymond Dupac, Jack Potter, Peter North. Peter North? Can't be the same guy. Barrington Davis, Gary Young, Paul Woods, Martin Payne, Ian Broadbent. Uh, anyone that sticks out down the bottom here. Elizabeth Herbert, Sharon Murphy, featured musicians, Andy. Peter Cross, Murray Hill, Mike Cousins, Bill Loonan, Danny Groves on drums, Ashley Irwin on keyboards, Mike Morfitt on bass. It's a piece of history, really. It's pretty cool stuff. Here we go. Here's another one. John Farnham. I can't believe he's 50 tour. Man, I've got to get the camera angles right. There's some good stuff in here as well. I'm a bit of a collector of this sort of stuff. Anyone that stands out to me here? Anyway, Whispering Jack. John Farnham in his Jack of Hearts tour. Anyway, I've got a few other programs hidden away there somewhere. Yeah, he's not a collector, he's a hoarder. Yeah, I've got, there's more stuff in, you can see it on the shelf there, look. See that you can see them up the top under the hats, and then the second shelf, and then that shelf just there. Actually, they're the vinyls. That's the vinyl record collection down the bottom. Anyway. Things you do. Crocodile Rock. Without all the other instruments, you can really hear all the amazing piano work. I reckon that would have been cool. He's a great piano player. Reginald. Yeah. I might have a few boxes of TDKs in the closet there, man. They're so. I've actually just bought I found down at the secondhand store down in town. It's a scanner of your slides, and it makes them digital photo. So I'll be playing with that soon. But I've got a whole tour of New Zealand. We used to ride quad bikes in the sand dunes in Kurnell in Sydney near Cronulla. I've got a whole hundreds and hundreds of stuff there. I used to be into cameras years ago, so I had these fantastic cameras, and it was cheaper to take slide photos than it was to take pictures. And then we had a slide projector. I can't find the projector. I've kept most of the slides that I found, so I need to restore them before they. And this is going back in the 70s, or even maybe the early, maybe this would be 76 to 81, I'd reckon. But I'm going to be playing with that next chance I get. Yeah, yes, mate. I definitely like collecting stuff. Talking about collecting stuff. Look at this. Who has watched the Doctor Who series? Like trading cards of Doctor Who. What's it say on the back? These were made in 95, but from the British BBC trademark of 73. So anyway, I got thousands of these. Well, oh, don't chew that, Charlie. Not to mention, now tell me what that is. Hoarding me plants. I don't throw none of them out either. I've got little plants out there that don't seem to be growing, but they're going to be one day, hopefully. Hopefully growing. I got thousands of these as well, to be honest. All down here. You know, when we moved here, I gave away probably 30 albums of trading cards to different people. Just gave them away. So here you go. I just didn't want to bring them. I should have brought them because they're actually worth some money. We were looking at them online. Especially the 90s versions of the trading cards, because trading cards can still be reprinted, redone, but the ones you can prove they're from 90 like to 95, they are the collector's edition now. If you got a 90s trading cards, people want to buy them. So, yeah, I got way too much stuff. Even got my old high school yearbooks down there. You don't be seeing a long-haired Jonesy. You wouldn't even recognise me. But we're probably going to run for another 12 minutes, and then obviously Shawnee's had issues, and she has left the building. So we're going to run it to on the hour, and then we'll call it a day for today. It's been obviously wonderful having so many people in here. Andy, Robin, Jay, Sean, fantastic people. And if you ever want to connect with the people in this, especially Katie as well. Katie is in the kitchen. Like people like the Down Under cruisers. You mightn't like. I don't know if you're into the cruising scene. Wonderful supporter of many channels, Sean is. Yeah, the computer said you can't use the internet anymore, so I made ham and eggs with peaches. See, the presidents of the United States, peaches. That's the song, Shawnee. That's your homework for tonight. And they were a 3-piece band. When you really get down to the nuts and bolts of what they did, they were very, very average as musicians. They just clicked for this moment in time and got out an album and a few hit sort of singles, and they were gone. But it's just the way of the world, isn't it? How you'll get a quality musician working really hard, never going to make a fortune. And I just got to pick this up before the dog eats it. Yeah, and it's just the way the cards get dealt in life, you know. Like one of my topics when I talk on my Radio Jonesy channel you get dealt the cards, like the cards are dealt for you. You don't pick your parents pick you, and then you arrive in the world wherever your parents are based, and then you grow up around your parents. Usually, no, not everybody, but say whatever region that you grow up in, you're sort of stuck there, And we had this conversation the other day where like I said to me father, I can remember this. I would have been I would have been primary school, like very young, and we used to enjoy going to the beach on holidays, and we go back to the country area we lived in, and I just used to say things like, "Why do we live here? I know this is where everyone is. I know this is where Nan and Pop are. I know this is where uncles are and aunties and cousins. I know we're all here, but why don't we go there? Why, why don't we live there?" I remember saying that, and he said to me, "You're born here, you'll die here, like your family has in the past. Like give me that. This is where you. This is who you are. This town is who you are." That I remember that getting said as a young bloke, and I said to him, "Oh man, I'm going to live near the water." I vividly. That's one of my long term memories that like are implanted in my mind. That when I was old enough and I wanted to move away from that town, I did. And when we went to when we had a house in the country and a house in the city with my family, my parents, and because my father was playing sports in Sydney, so started living in Sydney to play for a rugby league team called Canterbury Bankstown Berries back in the day. That's the whole reason we moved into the city, was because of my father in sport. He played for New South Wales Country. So I've sort of got sporting genes. And my mother was a state swimmer as well. She represented New South Wales, the state. She was a champion diver and swimmer. So I could not do none of those things. Um, but that's the reason we moved from the country. It wasn't because we wanted to live near water. We wanted to do this. My father had an opportunity to play in this sort of semi-professional sport, and he did it, and he dragged us with him. And eventually gets himself a job, a good, steady job, and then decides to sell the country house, which was a big deal at the time. Anyway, I'm bringing back some fond memories from people that aren't even here today. But here I am, right this very minute, looking at the ocean, looking at mountains, looking at a city go by underneath, down the bottom here. I can see the beach from right here. And I am an extremely happy person at my ripe old age of where I am. And you know what? Yes, I do actually. Yeah, thanks for that, Shawnee. And you'll see on my channel, I've planted roses, a rose garden for family members that aren't here anymore. So that's out the back. That's one of my videos, and they are nice and healthy roses. They're greening up. There's a new rose coming out up on the taller one that's out. That's and it is a place to reflect. When you got something in the garden that brings back memories of, for whatever reason you want to remember things, that is a place where you can sit down and remember good times and family members. The father-in-law would be he was like a truck driver. So he was his truck driver who would go to work, drive these big semi-trailers, come home and he'd play with his roses. He'd have them prior to the neighborhood. People would come and smell them and pick them can I pick some of those roses today? And he would let them, he had it fenced off, but he'd let some, if they were reaching over the fence, he would let them grab a few. So he left us at a very young age. You know how things happen for a reason? Picture this, all right? Yep. Just having a few Wi-Fi issues while we're winding this up. But picture this. Okay, I'm back. All right, picture this. Someone who drives a big motor lorry, right? A big 18-wheeler, like a big truck. He says, I'm going to have my holidays. Used up all of his holidays. So why did he take his holidays at that time? There was no particular reason. He just wanted to have a rest. So he took his holidays. It was about 6 weeks. He had his whole 6 weeks off. They had good times. They done their stuff, went to the beach, went visit family, done all the things you'd probably want to do on your holiday. But right at his last day of living, he was fixing a fence on the Sunday before he was going back to work on the Monday driving this big truck. He was nailing palings into a fence with his neighbor. His neighbor was holding things and passing things to him, and they were fixing their communal fence, like, for both sides. And they're talking away, tap, tap, tap with the hammer. The old mate was passing him some more nails. He asked, where are you? He had a brain hemorrhage and fell to the ground. That was the end of it. And on his last day of all of his holidays, he could have been driving that 18-wheeler in peak hour traffic, going down a big hill. There's all these scenarios that you could think about, how it could have been untimely, but how people say things happen for a reason. Well, he had a wonderful break. He had a time to go meet, like, family, meet all the family. He didn't think he was dying. He just wanted to go meet family and go to the beach and relax and put his feet up, garden, potter around. And then on his very last day, that was it. So I do believe things happen for a reason, whether it be gardening, whether it be anything in your life. Just you've been guided down that path by some mystery of the world, and that path you've been guided to, just enjoy the ride. Go for it. Like moving to an island. You go back and say, would I have done that 5 years ago? The answer probably would be no. Or, more than 5 years. You go back 10 years ago, would I ever think I'll be living here on this island? It'd be no way in the world. Why would I want to do that? Now I'm here. I wish I come here 40 years ago, 50 years ago. And when I had my transport company, I could have bought this whole town. Prices of property here was way down. Anyway, that's another story. But things do happen for a reason. I'm on the YouTube journey. That is the reason you're here and I'm here. I'd like to thank each and every one of you for watching. So just remember that. Keep that in your memory banks. If you're doing something that's hard, well, you'll do it and it'll be finished soon. Like when you're doing a hard job, it's got to be done. It gets done, and then you can put your feet up. But thanks, everyone, again. It's been another full 2-hour live. I'd like to thank Shawnee Grows for helping out again. Wonderful supporter of mine, and she has a wonderful channel. So go support Shawnee Grows. JP, look at that. Janet Potter, absolutely appreciate your support. Robin Gardens, another fantastic gardening guru, and from Chicagoland, and she loves the music, so I even like her more now. And don't forget this little guy here from the wonderful state of Victoria. Not sure about Melbourne, but Victoria. So Shawnee says, we'll see you all around. Don't forget, Shawnee will be live at 9 p.m. Central. So check out Shawnee's live, and that will be on Thursday. Everyone have an awesome day. And Sean, let's get you up. I'll probably, what's today? Tuesday. We'll see you tonight and we will chat later. Ciao, peace and love, and all that sort of stuff. We will see you all soon. Outback will be live Friday, 10 p.m. Central, and Saturday, 1 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. Thank you, Shawnee, for your support. There you go. That is like things are meant to happen for a reason. Stay safe, everyone. Fantastic words. Have a great day, everyone, and stay safe. Thanks, Jay. See you all next time. Ciao.